guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you home decor DIYs and really affordable ways to update the home decor and the items that you already have in your home. If you like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more content. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started into our first DIY. First thing we're going to be making today is a floating frame for any canvas art you might have in your house, and I picked up some trim, some wood glue, a miter box, and mine came with a saw. This was about $10, and the great thing about miter boxes is A, they have measurements on the side and they allow you to get really nice angles, and so for this project we will need to make some 45-degree cuts, a hammer if you're choosing to secure this with nails, and a measuring tape. First step for this project is go ahead and get the width and the length of your canvas, and then after you go ahead and measure that out, you're going to want to add 1/8 of an inch on each side, so a 1/4 inch total. And then I made sure to measure twice so I could only cut once, no mistakes. I suggest using an edge and then going ahead and checking the center as well. So we did make one mistake here, and I want to recommend to you all to go ahead and make your first 45-degree cut right on the edge of your trim. That way you're already measured out. In theory here, you're basically going to cut out 4 really long skinny trapezoids, and the shorter side of the trapezoid, aka the shorter side of the 45-degree angle, should be equal to the measurements that you pulled plus the 1/4 inch for floating space around the frame. Here's an example of what I mean. So yes, we drew that straight line, but I made sure that my angle for 45 degrees started at my measurement instead of ending at my measurement. That way I'm not making it smaller than the actual canvas. And then we just did this 4 more times, and remember, measure twice, only cut once, that way there's no mistake.
I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind.
And once we had all of the pieces cut out, I'm just taking some scrap piece of sandpaper and I'm just lightly sanding the edges just to get rid of any fraying that might have happened with the wood.
It's all been a waste of time.
Once you're all done with that, I'm just recommending that you double check that everything does fit properly around your frame. From there, I'm going to just take some wood glue, and I highly recommend that you do this on a flat surface and you weigh it down. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the corner braces, and you can see here that we actually clamped it down to the counter, and then I'm even clamping the piece of wood in place, though you can also just hold that piece of wood in place as well. Whatever works best for you.
Driving every mile, and now if
And now we're just going to line up the piece of wood to the edge of this corner, and then I'm just going to draw a line right here, and we're going to cut this out, and we can use this as a template to make all the other ones. And just like the other pieces, we're going to sand it down and wood glue it, except I'm taking some heavier items to make sure it's pushed into the corner. And then I'm weighing down the corners with some books just so that it dries flat down on this counter. What we're going to do is we're going to put a nail into every corner brace of the frame, and then to fix this part we're going to put a nail in here because this is wood, a nail down here, and then this little part we are going to wood fill, and then once that dries, sand it off. And then this is also the top of the painting, so whenever it's on the wall, that'll be on the top and no one will really see over the top of the frame, and then we're going to have a nice beautifully framed painting.
Take my love for granted. We keep on talking from body to body, yeah.
And here's the final result. I think the frame really elevates this one-of-a-kind piece and just makes it feel more finished. And this is what it looks like from the side. It really does make it feel more high-end. Moving on, I am just going to be spray painting down our paper towel holder. It is currently rose gold, which is not our aesthetic anymore, so I'm going to be spray painting it gold, and this is a brand and the kind of gold that I recommend. Some of the other ones just turn out a little brown. And then I am here checking to make sure I get the sides and picking it up, making sure I'm not missing any piece, and then my favorite part, peeling off the painter's tape. This came out really nice and easy. It dried in less than an hour, and then I was able to just put it right back on my counter, and it looks fabulous and it blends in so nicely.
Do you think you wouldn't be so reckless?
This next DIY is something I have been thinking about for over a year. I am taking a laundry basket from the Dollar Tree and 2 of the adult hula skirts, and I am basically creating tons of braids out of the hula skirt, and then you can just be creative from here and make any design pattern you want, but I will talk you through the pattern I decided to go with. I have a few of these strands made already, and basically I'm going to take the top of the braid and some scissors, and I'm just going to cut off this little top part, and then I just start right up here. I'm gonna put some hot glue right in here, and just because it's the top, I put kind of a lot, especially since it has the lip to hide it. That top part, stick it right in there, and then once I have this glued up here, I just go every little intersection and put a little dot, and then I flatten it down over the bottom of the basket, just like this. And I'm gonna do that until I run out.
Nothing more to say, let's just waste away. One more time is
Now that all the vertical ones are done, I am taking some of these braided strands and I am going to rim the top and the bottom. And I did quite a few on the top. I think I did about 3 or 4 layers up here on the top just to really fill it out. And here is the final look. And here's the great thing, you can stain this, you can paint it, you can add more, you can do less, but I just think this is really unique and creative, and it just gives you a really affordable basket when baskets this size can be so expensive. Alright, and another really awesome tip for you all is to go ahead and update the photos in your house, whether that's adding more picture frames or just replacing the photos in the frames you already have. I think having really recent photos is awesome, or really big milestones. So I am going ahead and using these 2 photos, and these are from the same day, same outfit, same kind of color, and I think it's a really good idea to make sure to use similar colored photos next to each other. It just makes it feel more like a collection instead of a hodgepodge of random photos. And so I just went ahead and put those in these 2 frames that I got from the Target dollar section. Then I'm taking a pencil and a measuring tape, and I am just marking the center of my wall. And since our frames hang up in one point, I didn't have to worry about making sure it was level. And then I'm taking a nail and just hanging it right up. This was super, super easy, literally little to no skills needed.
you know I'd do anything to be in your arms again.
Alright, and here is the final product. I just think these go really well together because they have similar colors and similar themes. Since we did find this on the side of the road, we have some missing pieces. We're gonna go ahead and take the mat, turn it down, and trace it out.
I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that.
And this is all traced out, and basically we found this frame from Pier 1 Imports on the side of the street in the middle of COVID, and I painted it, and now we are going to fill it with photos from our wedding to go ahead and add a personal touch to our home. Okay, and now that all the mats are in there, I'm going to go ahead and start placing the photos, and then I'm going to use some washi tape here. This is just some regular old washi tape, and that way I'm not damaging the mats or the photos, but I'm still securing it into the frame.
Best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me.
I noticed that there was a price tag still on this frame, so I just want you all to know I literally got this off the side of the road, but this was originally $80 and I got it for free. Anyways, here I am just marking out on a piece of masking tape where I need to screw in my nails, and then I'm using the leveling app on my phone to make sure that everything is level, and I even close out the app and check a second time. That's a really great tip, especially if you don't have room to have all these different kinds of tools in your home. And then I hung it up and it was super easy, and then again I'm using my app to make sure everything's level and I'm checking on multiple points. Here's the before and here is the after, and I just love having all these memories on my wall.
If you're gonna be moving on.
Moving on to my media console, I'm taking everything off and we're just going to redecorate it. It just got a little bit of cluttered and there was nothing on the bottom shelf, so we're going to fix that. And then I also wanted to go ahead and use some Dollar Tree floral picks to make a really lush, beautiful, and fun and unique bouquet to sit right on top of this piece. Oh, and I have this 3D printed baby Yoda that I was gifted. It was originally blue and I just spray painted it gold, so it's kind of like glam, but it's still a little nerdy, which is great because that fits into our personality and our interests. So I'm taking a bouquet here and I'm choosing white flowers as my base, which are really full and fluffy. Then I'm taking some longer picks of hyacinths and lilacs, of blue and pink, which are our accent colors in our home, and I'm going ahead and sticking those in. And then I found these little beaded berry things. I'm not really sure what they are, but they added a wonderful texture and a little different of a tone of the pink in here as well. And here's the final product. I love the way it turned out. And this is what this is looking like. Alright, so one of the things I wanted to DIY was I think I want to spray paint these. I know that when I do spray paint them, basically I'm going to be taking away this difference in the handle. So obviously when I put paint on it, this part won't be shiny and this part won't be matte anymore, which kind of sucks. But also silver just isn't really in our aesthetic currently. We like silver, we appreciate silver, it's just we don't really decorate with a lot of silver. And if you've seen my videos, you probably know that. So I think I want to take these off and paint them. The other thing that's kind of weird about that, but I feel like it's so low to the ground you won't notice, but there are actually silver little mirror feet as well, which I will not be taking off because I don't have the strength, nor do I know if they even come off. So those will have to stay silver for now, but I think you really don't notice the feet, so So I just took the handles off and you can see there's like a line right underneath where the handle was, and this is actually dirt that just built up in between the handle and the actual dresser. There's like glitter and dust and crumbs. High key really gross, but low key really excited to clean this. And for whatever reason there's this big stain here and I'm like, how did I never see or wipe that stain? That's crazy. Alright, I have a new game plan. I'm actually going to take two different colors here. I have a glossy black, and then this does look like it's a glossy gold, but since I just sprayed this on the paper towel holder, I actually know that it's more of like a matte or satin finish. Here's another look at the before, and here's the after. You can tell we didn't like the black, so we just went with all gold. Alright, and that is all for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. And if you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more content just like this one. And if you want to see me more than just twice a week, then go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram. I will pop that up into the corner here for you so you can make sure to keep up with me there throughout the week. With all that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye!